Hi, welcome in everyone. Today I have a little bit of a different video for you. I finally have the tutorial you've all been waiting for. I've been talking about creating a tutorial for months, literally, and I'm so happy that I finally had the time to sit down today and create this tutorial for you. Maybe you can learn something and maybe I have some tricks for you that you didn't know yet. So I think I will just hop onto the game and start telling you stuff about The Sims. So we are in Newcrest now, and one thing I also get asked a lot is how do you have access to unlimited money? And that is basically, I click in the world overview, I click on the lot, and I click on this little thing in the corner which says build. That's basically all. And now you have access to unlimited money here. First thing you want to do, like the most important thing, you can't build without those two things. You're gonna click here on camera controls and choose the Sims 3 camera, because by default your game is set to Sims 4 camera, and if you want to build you need the Sims 3 camera. It's so much better, and also with the Sims 4 camera there's stuff you can't do, so you need the Sims 3 camera. So just click here and close it again. The second thing, which is essential for building, is you need to enter a cheat, which is bb.moveobjects, and you open up the cheat bar if you press Ctrl, Shift and C, then this thing here in the corner opens up. And there you're gonna enter bb.moveobjects. And that cheat basically allows you to place stuff like everywhere. You could place this thing here and now the fridge next to it, and like inside of it, and also like the bin, and you know, because usually that's not possible because of the game and everything is red and you can't place the items there. So these are the two things which are super necessary for building. So now I will just tell you some shortcuts. For example, if you want to turn off the grid, just press G. And if you place items, you can just like copy them while holding down the Shift key on your keyboard. And also if you want to drag a room and you don't want to use the room tool, you can also just drag a wall and hold down Shift, and that will automatically turn it into a room. And now another question which I get a lot of questions about is how do you place items off the grid? And I'm just gonna use this weird trash can to demonstrate that. You need to hold down Alt on your keyboard, and like this, you can basically place it anywhere you want. And also if you want to rotate the item, like normally you can rotate in all like, I think eight directions, but if you hold down Alt and rotate it while clicking on your mouse on the left key, you can rotate that in every single direction, like every angle you want. And another cool thing you can do is size up and size down items. You can do that with using the bracket keys on your keyboard. However, that always depends for the language your keyboard is set, and I think most keyboards have the bracket keys, but in Germany, for example, it's different keys, but I will put them in the description box if you're interested to see them for like different languages. What I also want to show you is how to elevate items and how to lower them again. So what you need to do is just click the 9 key on your keyboard and it elevates. And if you press the 0 key on your keyboard, you lower it again. Sometimes, however, your camera is just like being crazy and like spinning around because you have some camera positions set. And basically what you have to do is just press like Shift while pressing 9, or I think also like Control also works. And if you press those two keys together, you should be fine and it should work. So I do have some more cheats for you as well, which I use daily for building. So basically we open up our cheat board again, Ctrl Shift C, and now we enter the cheat testing cheats true. I will write down all the cheats in the description box as well if you want to copy them. Now we press enter and cheats are enabled. And that's also a cheat you only need to do once per save file, so you don't have to enter that cheat every single time you open up the game. It's enough if you just do that once per save. So two cheats are also very useful, which enable the debug menu. And to do that, you need to enter the two cheats, bb.showhiddenobjects and bb.showliveeditobjects. And now you have more items in your game. So I will show you how to use the debug menu now as well. You click here on that search bar and type in debug. Oh wait, you can't see that because of my camera? Okay, I will be right back. And you just click on one of those, it doesn't matter which one you choose, just click anywhere and voila, you are in the debug menu. It takes some time to load, especially if it's like the first time you open up the whole debug menu. What I can suggest you to do as well every time you use the debug menu is filter by packs, because that makes the whole debug menu not that like large and full, and it's also easier to scroll through because that menu is a mess. There is a mod that sorts the whole debug menu for you. It's the Better Build By mod by TwistedMaxi. It's an amazing mod. I will put it in the description box as well if you want to download that one, but I'm not going to use it for this tutorial. So here you can just scroll through and, for example, do you see that? There are cars. In general, there are so many items like this thing. And also one thing I love to use are these stepping stones, for example. If you watch my speed builds here on YouTube, you know that I use them quite a lot. This is where you find them. Okay, so next step is platforms and foundations, because these are two different things and a lot of people get confused by them. So basically, I'm just gonna place a room here like this, or just a foundation piece, I would say. And if you want to have a foundation, you can elevate that by clicking this thing in the middle. And now you have a foundation. If you want to have a platform, you click the platform thing here. And now you have a platform, which you can elevate by clicking those little arrows here. And also this foundation piece, you can add a platform on top like this. And if you want to change the color of those things here now, basically for the platforms, you have to click that thing, platform trims. You have to click on that and now you have access to all the platform trims. So let us just choose this one now. And for the foundation, this doesn't work. You have to click here on foundations. And here you can also choose the same one basically, but they're a bit different. Like you have some here, which you don't have here. Like you can check it out by yourself. So for example, you have a room here and you want to have a little bit of an elevated area somewhere. If you click the arrows here, everything will go up. And we don't want that. So what I usually do is just I drag another room like this and elevate that with the arrows there. And then if you hold down Control on your keyboard, you can delete the walls again. And now you have a little elevated area. And here you can just place a staircase, or what also works, you can add a ladder. Okay, no, it doesn't work here. It's not high enough, so I guess this should work now. Okay, it works. Nice. So you can also place ladders here. But however, your Sims, they can't access this area here now because it's like there's not enough space between the platform and the ceiling, because Sims need some kind of space. I believe toddlers are able to go there though, but like adult Sims not. To make it accessible for your Sims, however, you can either way like lower the platform again. Or what you can also do is change the wall height to, like now we have the shortest wall height, we can change it to medium wall height, for example, or the tallest wall height. I don't think I ever used the tallest wall height because it's very tall. I mean, really don't have a lot of windows and doors for that wall height, but it's okay. Usually I stick with the short wall height. Also, you can create some very cool things with platforms. For example, if you want to create a staircase with that, what you have to do is create a platform, make it a bit smaller maybe, and now you can create another one next to it. Let's elevate it by 1 and place it next to it. Like this, you can also create a little staircase, which is also kind of cool and really gives details and makes your build look more interesting, I would say. So let us just work with the little room here. I'm gonna add a foundation piece here now. So what I sometimes used to struggle with is placing a basement underneath that, because that room is elevated, and if you place a basement underneath it, it looks like that from the exterior, and maybe we don't want that and it looks a bit weird. So what we're gonna do is just start dragging the basement tool from the outside of the box, and now we have a perfect basement underneath and no weird terrain tool. Also, one thing which I just learned last year, and I've been playing The Sims 4 since like almost since it came out. If you place a staircase down here like that, it works perfectly fine. But if you want to place a staircase that leads downstairs, you usually always have to go downstairs and then you have to look, okay, where does it fit? And you place it somewhere and you're like, oh no, I wanted to have it one place there. You know, it's a bit difficult sometimes. So all you have to do is place Control on your keyboard, and like this, you have the staircase going down again. And that is like, that's something I just learned last year, and I was just like, what? This is possible? I was just so shocked by the fact that I learned something that I didn't know. And one thing which is also pretty nice is you can have triangular floor tiles. And you just have to press Ctrl and F on your keyboard, and like this, you have those little triangular pieces. And also, if you didn't know that, you can also rotate floor tiles with the dot and the comma key on your keyboard. I think that's how they're called. I'm not sure. I'm German. I'm not a native speaker. I will put it somewhere on the screen. So you can just rotate them with those two keys as well. And with those little tricks, you can actually create pretty cool patterns with floorings. For example, you can create a floor which looks a bit more interesting, like this, for example. And now, oh wait, I messed that up. Here we go, now it works. And if you do that with the whole room, it looks definitely more interesting, and that's something you can do. And also, what you also can do is create something super interesting with those triangular pieces, you know? I think that's something where you can just like experiment a lot around and just try out some cool stuff. It looks a bit weird in some places, but maybe it works better with a different floor tile and everything, so pretty fun little tip here. So now let's go into the buy catalog. There are kitchens, and if you place kitchens, you usually just have this piece, and you can have auto corners on here. That's something I never use because I don't know, I don't like them. So I always have this turned off. So let's go with this kitchen. If you click on the kitchen, you have a lot of different pieces to choose from. Like, for example, you can have this piece and this piece. And like this, you can just basically customize your kitchens a little bit better. And same thing is there for the upper cabinets. Let me just drag a wall here for that. So for example, you have this one as the normal piece, but if you click here, you also have this. Those pieces are just so buggy. I don't know. I always struggle using them. But you can have this thing here, like a corner piece, and you can have this. And also there's a big thing like that. One thing I like to do in kitchens is just place some shelves there as well to spice it up and make it more interesting, and I always use this one, the Immaculate, which is the best shelf ever. If you hold down Alt while placing stuff on the wall, for example, you can just move the items as well. Like it doesn't only work with stuff on the floor, it also works with stuff on the wall. And now we have a shelf here, and we maybe want to clutter that up and place some pieces there. So let's go with some plants, because plants are always a good choice. You can place them on the shelf itself like this. You can maybe also rotate them, and if you hold down Alt, you can rotate them in every single direction. And you can maybe add another one, maybe a little rose here, and maybe this one. Looks kind of cute. But for example, if we want to place this plant up here, it doesn't work because it doesn't slot on the shelf. If you paid attention earlier, we learned something. You can elevate those items with pressing the 9 key on your keyboard or the 0 key to lower them again. And now, if you hold down Alt, you could place it there. But however, it sticks to the kitchen counter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the kitchen counters, and now we can elevate it and place it perfectly here. And something which I also like to do is just like, if I have a sink in the kitchen, I like to add a soap next to it. If you want to place a soap here, you can like use one of the slots which are like here already, but I mean, this one might work, but it looks kind of weird. So if you hold down Alt, it always sticks to those points. So what I always do is just put away the sink again, like the whole counter piece, hold down Alt while you place the item, place it here, and then you can drag it back. And also like this, you can clutter up so many things. For example, the top of the fridge, or I don't know, place a little duck here on the side of the buff top. Let me do that now. I want to do that now. So if you press 9, it elevates and you can place it here. But you can see sometimes it's a bit tricky and like it doesn't fit perfectly. It's not the same height here. And there is one thing which is amazing. But sadly, it only works if you are on computer, because it's a custom content piece, and it is the OMSP shelf by Picture-a-Mobe. I will put a link to download this one in the description box. And it's basically a shelf which you can place everywhere on the wall, and it has so many slots, and it's perfect to clutter up things which are on a different height. So I will quickly explain you how to use it, because I get so many questions on how to use it, and I will just quickly do that here. Let us just stick with the little dock here. It has the wrong height. So what we're gonna do is take the shelf and hold down Alt to place it, And we're just gonna put it on the right height, like this, I guess. This should work. And now we take the duck, place it there on the shelf, hold down Alt and place it just somewhere else, but not on the shelf. And now we can delete the shelf, and now the duck sits here perfectly and is happy. Hopefully. So yeah, that's basically all I have to tell you for today. Like I said, it's a very simple tutorial, just the basics, but I also want to do more tutorials, like more advanced building tips. Yeah, and also I'm gonna do a full-on roofing tutorial. That's also on my to-do list. That's why I didn't touch that one today, because I feel like I can really do that into a whole tutorial, because there are so many possibilities. And I also want to do a tutorial on landscaping, on the tool mod, and on screenshots. Yeah, how to do screenshots which look better. I have my little list here on the side, that's why I'm looking there, but yeah. Okay, so I think that's all I have for you today. If you want to see more tutorials, please tell me what kind of tutorials you want to see, or like maybe there's something you want to like get explained. I would love to help you out there and explain it to you. So yes, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that will help me out a lot. I do build a lot on The Sims, so I make a lot of speed builds here. I also stream on Twitch if you want to follow me there. I stream Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. CET. If you ever want to learn something about building maybe, or just have some questions, you can ask me there directly. And yeah. So if the video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. And then I hopefully will see you all in my next video. Bye!